Hello and welcome to my channel, Lifestyle and Fashion Tea. And on this channel, we talk about everything from fashion to reaction. Well, I want to get into Keimani Latigue. She's been found. She's been found. Unfortunately, it's all what we thought. What we thought. And this man, if he is the father or not, I don't know, because they all have different stories. I still believe something funny is going on. And please listen to this whole story because you have got to hear what he did to this little girl. Oh my goodness, sickening. Now, here comes the mother. She has not had custody of her since she was 9 months. Never had custody of her. Shut up.
Hour, new breaking news in tonight in the case of a missing 13-year-old girl in Toledo tonight. Keimani Latigue's father, 33-year-old Darnell Jones, is charged with her murder and abduction.
Police have confirmed they pulled her body from an abandoned East Toledo home today. Keimani had not been seen alive for the last 6 days. Her family, friends, and community had been searching for any signs of her.
Additionally, social media videos appearing to show Toledo police taking Keimani's grandmother, Dorothy Latigue, from her home in handcuffs today. WTOL 11 has repeatedly asked police why, but we have not yet received a response. A family member did tell us Dorothy was arrested, but she didn't have information on the charges. WTOL 11 has reached out repeatedly to TPD for clarification.
Tonight, police say the search for her body is over, but the search for answers continues.
The story made headlines when Toledo police made this post on social media Tuesday, March 18th, 4:03 p.m. That's when the alert for missing 13-year-old Keimani Latigue went out.
I usually get off of work at 9 o'clock. I made it home like 9:40 that morning. She wasn't here.
WTOL 11 talked with Keimani's grandma the following day. She said she saw something unusual when she came home from work and called TPD.
There were things in the floor that should not have been. That's what caused the alarm. So I called the school to speak with her. I asked them, could I speak with her? And then they did. They contacted the principal, her teacher, and the gym teacher, and all three of those guys said that she was not there.
2 more days passed. Now 72 hours since anyone has last seen Keimani alive. Family, friends, and even strangers came out to search for her.
So let's scour throughout here.
The group spent the weekend alongside Keimani's mother looking for any signs of the 13-year-old girl.
Honestly, this is breaking me.
Here she go again, running her mouth, talking about she hasn't eaten, slept, nothing.
Since I found out.
I don't see a tear.
I've legitimately been
You
on
lost
social
your
media
13-year-old
since the minute
daughter?
I found out, spreading awareness.
Be devastated. I wouldn't even be on the news. I don't know. I don't know.
I have not slept in 3 days. I have not ate in 3 days.
We need all the support we can get from anybody. We don't care who it is. Please just come out and help us find my niece.
The next day, Sunday, March 23rd, a felony abduction charge filed against Darnell Jones. Jones is Keimani's dad, and court records show he was the last person with her before she went missing.
This man has been to my house several times. He usually takes her for weekends to his house to visit with him and his other children. And I feel deceived. Like, you played for so long in my face, like you was her dad, like you really had her best interests at heart. But where is she?
If my baby don't make it home, I will never be okay again. And I hate to say that because I have other kids.
That fear became reality when police pulled a body from a home on Miami Street in East Toledo. A body Keimani's grandmother says is the missing 13-year-old girl. Darnell Jones reportedly told police he saw his daughter late Sunday night. He claims she called and said she was afraid someone was trying to break into her grandmother's home. Jones says he and a cousin allegedly stayed with her for about an hour and left around 12:30 a.m. Police now say he gave inconsistent statements about being with Keimani that night. Once again, he is now charged with murder and abduction.
It was just after 3 o'clock this afternoon when police pulled Keimani's body from a burned home on Miami Street in East Toledo. That house is at 1101, the corner of Miami and Wilmot, almost directly behind the Glass City Riverwall, and less than 4 miles from where Keimani was last seen alive at her home in the 2900 block of Elm Street. The house where she was found in East Toledo was boarded up and had been on fire at least 2 times in the past few years. The most recent, July 14th, 2022, just a few months ago before that, in May of 2022.
The young girl's death has created plenty of reaction today from family members and the surrounding community.
Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakavage also weighed in on the tragedy tonight. He spoke with Steve Iwanek, who joins us now. Steve, he's wanting justice just like everybody else.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Kapsakavage was visibly frustrated with me, even getting a bit emotional in our conversation earlier today, telling me that what's happened in the last week to Keimani demands accountability and answers.
Baby is in that house, and my baby is deceased. I cannot wait to see it's done.
For days, Tiara Caston, the mother of 13-year-old Keimani Latigue, searched and searched, hoping to find her little girl. Caston says she last saw her on March 15th.
We played video games. We played. We talk mess. You know, that's what we do. We roast each other, all types of stuff. But it's all love.
Keimani was reported missing on March 18th from the 2900 block of Elm Street in North Toledo, according to Toledo police. Since then, family, friends, and community members spent days looking. But Monday, police say they found a body in this abandoned house in East Toledo. That was around 1:30 in the afternoon. And hours later, the Lucas County coroner confirmed it was indeed Keimani.
Whomever was responsible for this, I hope they throw the book at him. That's just me.
Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakavage offered his sympathies, calling the events unfair and saying justice needs served.
It's no one deserves what this young girl went through, and if justice is to be served, someone needs to pay.
That someone may be someone inside Keimani's own family, based on Kapsakavage's understanding.
To know that all along there were folks inside that family that looks like knew that this wasn't going to end well is just, I mean, that's more dishonesty, I think, than a lot of people could wrap their brains around.
Outside the East Toledo house, community members showed love to Keimani. A vigil took place.
11 News on Plus. I'm Sophia Periconi. We continue to track details about the disappearance and death of 13-year-old Keimani Latigue. First, we go to the latest on the investigation. We're working to gather more information about a shooting in Columbus this morning that may be connected to Keimani's murder investigation. The president of the Columbus Fraternal Order of Police says a man who was shot by SWAT this morning is wanted for a murder of a teenage girl here in Toledo. However, neither he nor a spokesperson for Columbus Police would confirm if that man is Darnell Jones. Here's what the FOP president had to say.
When I heard about this case, this was an individual wanted for homicide out of Toledo. I called my union counterpart in Toledo. I said, hey, good news, we have your guy. Your guy committed a murder, chose to fled to our town. I'll tell you right now, the wrong town to come to if you murder somebody. Our SWAT team will go out looking for you.
We are working right now to confirm if the man shot this morning is Darnell Jones. He's wanted for the murder of 13-year-old Keimani Latigue. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And just a short time ago, our Silver Barker exclusively interviewed Keimani's grandmother and legal guardian, and then Keimani's aunt. Here's what they both had to say.
So my first question for you, yesterday, lots of things was going on. We want to know specifically at your home, there was a lot of speculation online that you were being arrested, but when we checked with police, that was not the case. So can you further clarify on exactly what did happen yesterday at your home?
Well, I was called and told that there was a mob of people in front of my house. They were angry. It was more or less the people that were here earlier waiting to see if it was Keimani that was in the home. And basically...
I'm sorry, guys. I just had to stop it again because this is Keimani's grandmother. We heard it is.
Some people from the
I'm so
neighborhood had contacted
confused.
me and said that there was a mob in front of my house and
I
they were
am
talking
so
about
confused.
what they
She
were
act
going
like
to
she
do to
mad
me
at
once I
everybody
came
else.
home. So the police, the
Please.
detective, said that she would have a
No.
unit come out and help me get my things and more or less escort me off the property. I asked to be handcuffed just so they can get the away from my property.
Are you scared?
So no, I was never arrested. I was taken
She
downtown,
asked to be handcuffed?
but I was never
Why?
arrested.
Are you scared for your safety right now?
I am.
What are some of the things that you've been hearing and receiving from people?
They said they was going to blow up my house. They said they was going to do harm to me. It's just been a barrage of different things that they've been stating.
And now, yesterday, or let's backtrack first for a little bit. So you are the guardian of Keimani, or you were the guardian of Keimani, correct?
I am the legal guardian of Keimani.
Okay. So in terms of taking care of her, when was Keimani placed under your care?
A year ago.
So you take care of her?
She's been in my home for the past 5.5 years, but I just obtained legal custody of her a year ago.
Were you and Keimani close?
We were.
What were some of the things, trying to think of her and paint a memory of her in a good light, right now with everything that's going on, what was Keimani like? Tell me a little bit about how Keimani was in the time that you've got to her.
Keimani was phenomenal. Keimani was a helper. Like, she was older than what she appeared to be. Like, you know how they say somebody has an old soul? She was that. She loved older music. She loved playing video games. She loved the friends and family that she was allowed to be around. She played basketball for Spring Elementary. She was highly intelligent. So I'd like to clear up the mental issue statements. No, she was not mentally ill in any way. We had her, assessed, and they didn't feel as if anything was wrong with her mentally. So that was not an issue. But back to Keimani, she would, like, say, for instance, someone would come over and they had children. They didn't have to worry about their kids because Keimani immediately embraced them and would play with them. Kid stuff. She was phenomenal. Like I said, she was like no other kid her age.
What school did Keimani go to?
She went to Spring Elementary.
And we were told that at that time she was doing good at school as well too, correct? She
was. She had brought her grade point average up from a 3.4 to a 3.9. And actually they were going to have an award ceremony for the basketball players today at 5:30, but when I divulged to them that she had passed, they've rescheduled it. She was going to receive her trophy for being, on the team and stuff.
And she has a birthday that's coming up, correct?
Her birthday is Friday.
And she would have been turning 14.
She would have been 14.
Did you have any plans for her birthday?
We were going to have her a large birthday party because it would have been her first birthday where, once again, all of my children were together and could participate in the party. Her mom was supposed to come and everything. So I asked her early on, what type of party do you want? She said she wanted a basketball themed party. So that's what I bought. Things that revolved around her playing basketball. I'm still receiving stuff in the mail for that.
So there's been some confusion now in terms of when it comes to family, who's her biological father, who is her biological mother, and then also was she in the foster care system? Can you clear up a little bit of all of that? When Keimani was placed in your care, when is the LCCS, who exactly did she come from and how did she?
She came from her other legal guardian. I choose not to state her name. But she came from her other legal guardian because the other legal guardian and I were best friends. The other legal guardian is my daughter, Keimani's mom, godmother. And we had already discussed early on, because she's been with this person since she was 9 months old. My daughter has never really had custody of Keimani. So she's been with this person since she was 9 months old until, like I said, maybe 5.5 years ago. Now, off and on, this person, we would interact and, you know, do different things with her, for her, or I would contact her and tell her, well, I need this, or Keimani would like that. And she would come by and oblige, and we would commence. It's just too much.
Earlier you mentioned when you were talking about what Keimani was like, you know, you had mentioned that when family members did come over, who were allowed around her. Can you expand on that? Is there family members that weren't allowed around her?
No, it's just not very many that came around. And those that did, you know, she acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. She embraced all children, bad or good. Okay, next question.
So now we do know that Darnell, you know, people are looking for Darnell Jones right now. The police are looking for Darnell Jones, and there's an arrest warrant out for him. Do you have any idea of his whereabouts?
Oh, well, to my knowledge, he was just arrested in Columbus. He just recently had a shootout with the police in Columbus. They're saying that he confessed to her murder, and no, I take that back. They're saying that he confessed to her rape and slitting her throat.
How's it feel to learn that?
I can't even say.
You know, as the police report mentions, Keimani was...
Guys, I cut it off right there, but there was so much more. I think her aunt came on after her, but it was all making me just sick because I don't see anybody feeling sad about this situation at all.
2 hours after this shooting, let me show you what's going on. You can see Columbus Police is here. We know Chief Bryan is here. And we've also learned that the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation has been called in to investigate. Police tell us shortly before 10, gunfire erupted in the short north. Police say SWAT members were searching for a wanted man out of Toledo who they say is a very dangerous individual, wanted for a serious crime. Officers came into contact with the suspect at an intersection at Denison and 2nd Avenue.
At some point during the interaction with SWAT officers, I can confirm that an officer did discharge their firearm, striking the suspect. The suspect was transported to a local hospital. That suspect is currently in stable condition.
And the way that she was murdered is disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't even know how
a neighbor at
he's
the scene
standing.
did provide us this photo
What
of what
the
appears
world?
to be a gun.
Just
not
listen
far
to what
from
he
the
did to
crime
her.
Scene. As we said, police
What is
releasing
going
little
on
information about this, but our case
hurting the
chief is
children?
finding additional information about the suspect that was shot and taken to the hospital, currently in stable condition. Kate, what are you learning?
Hey, good afternoon, Steve. Yeah, we're just a few feet away from you covering this scene here. I'm going to step out of the way that you can see that massive scene that is still here. We are along Denison and 2nd Avenue near the Victorian Village area. Now, Steve mentioned we are still working to learn some more information about the suspect. I can tell you, we just wrapped up a conversation with the FOP president, Brian Steele. He tells us, confirms once again, as Steve mentioned, the suspect is out of Toledo. And Brian Steele tells us that the suspect was wanted for murder of a 14-year-old. We're working to learn more details about that case and the suspect's name, but the FOP telling us that he called this a horrendous crime. Brian Steele calling the crime that suspect was involved in Toledo a horrendous crime. That suspect then fled to the Columbus area, and on Monday, Steele says there was a bolo put out. So officers and SWAT had been on the lookout for this suspect since sometime on Monday, and they had a confrontation with him just earlier this morning, which led up to this incident that we're seeing here in the Victorian Village. We are also talking to some neighbors in this area. Obviously, as you can see around me, a very residential area. There's homes, there's apartment complexes to either side of me. We spoke to some neighbors who were working from home when they heard gunshots. Take a listen.
I work from home and I was actually on a Zoom meeting and I just heard 3 or 4 gunshots during my meeting with my manager. I feel like we live in a typically pretty good area, so I didn't really think gunshots right away, but I have the Citizen app, so I checked on there and then saw that somebody reported it. Right as I stepped outside, I saw a police officer with a paramedic, so just walked down the street just to see, and then saw the caution tape on the street, which is very abnormal for this area.
And as we come back out here live, you can see that there is all of that police caution tape still in this area. This area likely to be blocked off for quite some time now as police and BCI continue their investigation in this area. As I mentioned, police here, SWAT is here, everybody still taking part in this investigation. The FOP once again confirming that the suspect is from Toledo, wanted for murder out of Toledo before fleeing here to Columbus. We are waiting to get some more updates on who that suspect is and more details about that case, that murder case out of Toledo. Steve Levine will have another report coming up for you at 12:30. But for now, live on your side, I'm Kate Seifert, ABC 6 News.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Brian Steele, BRIANSTEEL. I'm the president of Fraternal Order of Police, Capital City Lodge 9, and I'll let my colleague introduce himself.
Brian Toth, Executive Vice President of Fraternal Police.
Go ahead.
So I got the call.
So can you hold on 1 second so we can let the car through?
Sorry, dude. Okay.
I received a call we never want to get. One of our officers was involved in a police-involved shooting. Immediately went to scene to speak to our officer, one of our SWAT officers, a dedicated officer, highly trained, as you know, our Special Operations Bureau, longtime member. He's okay. Thank God he's okay. When I heard about this case, this was an individual wanted for homicide out of Toledo. I called my union counterpart in Toledo. I said, hey, good news, we have your guy. Your guy committed a murder, chose to fled to our town. I'll tell you right now, the wrong town to come to if you murder somebody. Our SWAT team will go out looking for you. This case is one of the most horrific cases I ever heard. This is a 14-year-old that was murdered, raped, had her hands cut off, and her throat almost cut off. This is an absolute animal that came into our town. I understand some of your editors won't let you print the word animal or view the word animal. If people are more offended to how I'm describing him, how he treated that girl, that's on them, not on me. Again, I'm glad our officers are okay. Our SWAT are the best of the best. We just send a message. You murder somebody, do not come to this town. I'll answer any questions. Yeah, I usually do that.
What a beautiful girl. These people out here are sick. Sick. Someone needs to do the same thing he did to her. Somebody needs to do that to him. Sick and disgusting. Demented. Oh my goodness. Look at that beautiful face. Rest in peace, Angel. Rest in peace.